In this session, we're going to talk about the automation journey, basically the steps that you need to take to get to the destination that you want to get to. And of course, bear in mind that that destination is a temporary destination because of the evolution of technology and the maturity of the organization. That will of course change as well. But you do need to work out where you want to get to for your current automation project, what you have in mind. You have to think about the hard facts, the business case, the technology that you want to use. But then there are also some softer factors to consider. Michael, would you like to elaborate on this?
So I think the dimensions of the technology are certainly an important part to look at, but I think the organizational, cultural things like the distributed state of the organization, so centralized or distributed, what's their risk appetite, look at things around how security paranoid are they? So security, is that a high priority or a routine, gotta have it type thing? And I think all of those things are going to be more characteristics that are going to drive that how you get to a certain location. You may say, hey, I want to be here. I'm here today and I want to be here in the future. But that journey is going to look very different for different organizations.
Absolutely, and none of them are right or wrong, as long as they stick to best practice and they choose the path that gets them to their destination most efficiently. That's really the thing to aim for, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's, we talked about the capability in our last maturity model in our last session, and I think, we've got up on the screen here a model to consider for your overall journey in our 18-step process.
Absolutely, and we have even identified in the playbook, we've even identified the various steps, the various versions of the journey that organizations could take, just to illustrate the point that, it's the destination that they want to reach. The how of, getting there is very much up to their type of organization and their requirements and their specific characteristics.
Yeah, so I think, we can talk about the individual. You can see the 18 steps in the playbook, but I think you step back from this conversation and you think of how we got to where we're at as we enter our last session, the videos here. This really came out of the ground level. It came out through the back door. You had somebody stepping in and say, hey, this looks interesting. I could use this in my workplace and it can help my workflow or help my day-to-day, my job. And not only did they do that, but 100 of their peers did. So somebody in finance, somebody in HR, somebody in the call center, just every place in the organization said, hey, listen, I'd like to automate part of my job, and that's all great. But at the end of the day, you still got to bring it back to more of a programmatic approach, okay? And as these things become more scaled, as we talked about in an earlier session, the programmatic approach is extremely critical. Thank you for watching our video series on the RPA Playbook. As I alluded to in some of the segments, 200 pages of detailed content. If you want to click the link, we'd be happy to send you a summary of the playbook, and we'd like to talk to you more.